Good morning to everyone present in the meeting. Saurabh, sir.
Good morning,
Good morning,
Tanisha.
Sarita ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Sarita ma'am, it's 11 o'clock. So may we start?
Tanisha ma'am, as soon as Sarika ma'am will be joined, we'll start the program, okay?
Ma'am,
Sarita
join.
ma'am is here.
Good
Okay,
morning.
okay, fine. Okay, 2 minutes और वेट करते हैं सबके आने का.
Okay, ma'am.
Ashok sir, can we start program? Good morning, Ashok sir. Can we start program?
गुड मॉर्निंग। वो कोई मैडम आने वाली थी ना, उनका वेट कर रहे थे आप?
हाँ, प्रगति मैम आए, बॉस लाइक चीफ गेस्ट हैं वो आज की, तो मैंने लगा कि वो ज्वाइन कर लेते हैं.
आ जाने तो उनको, आ जाने दो, इंतजार
Yes.
करते हैं।
Ashok sir, ma'am has joined. Can we start now?
Yes, please.
Okay, fine. Tanisha ma'am, go on.
Thank you so much, Sarita ma'am. Life is like a notebook. 2 pages are already written by God. The first page is birth and the last page is death. Center pages are empty. Fill them with smile and love. A very good morning to everyone present over here. I, Tanisha Dalal, on behalf of the St. Paul Institute of Professional Studies Indore and the Research Foundation of India, welcome you all to the valedictory session of the Student Development Program. And I feel pleased to take this opportunity to congratulate the St. Paul Institute of Professional Studies Indore and the Research Foundation of India for the successful organization and completion of this dynamic and useful STP. Congratulations. This STP, organized by the St. Paul Institute of Professional Studies Indore in association with the Research Foundation of India World Conference Forum, sponsored by ARGA, Edu Academia, World Federation of Science and Technology, WFSC, California. Before we proceed, let's begin with a brief introduction about the St. Paul Institute of Professional Studies Indore, also known as SPIPS. The Catholic Diocese of Indore has a meritorious history for decades of imparting quality education at school level. Over the years, there had been requests from various quarters that the diocese should extend its services in the field of higher education as well. The long-cherished dream has now materialized in the form of St. Paul Institute of Professional Studies (SPIPS) since 26 July 2010. SPIPS is a self-financed Christian minority institute approved as such by the Government of India. It is owned and managed by the Catholic Diocese of Indore. It is approved by the Department of Higher Education MP and is affiliated to the Devi Ahilya Vishwavidyalaya Indore. It is a day college where admissions are open to both boys and girls. The medium of instruction here is English. Presently, it offers undergraduate and postgraduate courses. Along with academic excellence, SPITS wishes to uphold and impart moral and spiritual value to its students. The integral development of personality of the students is the prime objective of the institute, which it hopes to achieve through effective teaching and various co-curricular as well as extracurricular activities. SPIPS aims at promoting national integration by bringing together students belonging to different linguistic, religious, and ethnic backgrounds. SPIPS attaches great value to nurturing the potentialities of the students and to enhancing their employability. This STP has been organized in association with the Research Foundation of India. The Research Foundation of India is a registered organization and JHUF under the Government of India Societies Act 1973 by the recommendation of all the members of higher education and research foundation. RFI is strictly working for the social upliftment and higher education quality in Indian research promotions in the form of events like international national conferences, seminars, workshops, symposiums, and other activities. The mission of Research Foundation of India is for higher education, a research society that strives to advance the knowledge about education, higher education, and to encourage scholarly inquiry related to education and to promote the use of research and to improve education and serve the public good. The vision: RFI works for integration of intellectual ideas across the globe to fulfill the thirst of innovation of humanity. And Research Foundation of India is concerned with improving the educational process by encouraging scholarly inquiry related to education and evaluation and by promoting the dissemination of practical application of research results. Research Foundation of India is working for research and development of higher education. This foundation was known by the Foundation for Research. RFI members are faculty, researchers, graduate students, and other distinguished professionals with rich and diverse expertise in educational research. They work in a range of settings, from universities and other academic institutions to research institutes and agencies, school systems, testing companies, and non-profit organizations. RFI is international in scope. Nearly 1% of the members, representing over 15 countries, reside outside India. Over 74% of RFI members report that education is their primary discipline. Other disciplines represented by RFI members include engineering, medical, dental, psychology, statistics, sociology, history, economics, philosophy, anthropology, and political science. Officers for all boards of RFI are President and CEO Dr. Saurabh Jain, Chief Managing Director Professor Dr. Ashok Kumar Gupta, President RFI Dr. Reshu Jain, North Board India President Shri Amit Chand, New Delhi, North-South Board President Dr. Priyadarshini Agnihotri, Central India Board President Professor Ajay Jain, North Board India President Dr. Devdatta Indoria, West Board India President Professor Abhinesh Karosia, and National Convener Dr. Rajat Sharma. Officers for MP State for every event of CIB and MP State President Dr. Manish Dubey, MP State Convener Dr. Sanjay Prasad, MP Secretary Dr. Parul Sharda, Vice President CIB Dr. Sangeeta Bharuka, Joint Secretary CIB Dr. Subrato De, Joint Secretary Indore Zone Ms. Ranjana Rajak, President World Virtual Conference Forum Dr. Prakashini Tiwari, MP State Vice President Research and Innovation Wing Dr. Dipali Ambe Prasad, President Indore Zone Professor Kuldeep Agnihotri, Dr. Piyush Soni, President Bhopal Zone, Dr. Siddharth Saini, Bhopal Vice President, Dr. Deepti Maheshwari, CEO Chapter Head Bhopal, Vice President World Virtual Conference Forum Dr. Priyanka Chawla, Dr. Sangeeta Johari, Chapter Head RNI Bhopal, Vice President Research and Innovation Indore City Professor Nikita Sharma, Vice President, Student Zone, Student Wing, Indore Zone, Dr. Namrata Kapoor. Convener, Indore Zone, Dr. Gaurav Malhotra. Co-Chapter Head, Indore Zone, Dr. Manisha Pandey. Dr. Priyanka Dubey, Chapter Head, Khandwa City, Madhya Pradesh. Central India Board Office in charge, Ms. Priyanshi Dubey. Coordinator, Dr. Sarita Rana. Professor Spitz and President, Noida RFI. Coordinating officers according to events for all boards, all chapters, all offices, Madhya Pradesh RFI, Technical Head and Program Assistant, Mr. Yograj Panchal. Once again, I welcome you all to this SGP. Prayer fills a man's emptiness with God's fullness. Prayer puts away man's poverty with God's riches. Prayer puts away man's weakness with the coming, punishes the man's littleness with God's greatness. So to begin this day on a pious note, I invite Dr. Sarika Pandey for a prayer. Ma'am, please.
Please join your hands for prayer. Lord of heaven and earth, we pray that it and we search for knowledge and study, that we would discover divine treasure. May we be able to sit through all we hear and read to find the names of your kingdom. Lord, we long not for this wisdom that leads to power or fortune, but the wisdom that leads to faith and love. Guide our pathway as our thirst for your truth. May we drink from your word and boast your water of life, faith, hope, truth, and love in heights and hearts and lives. All we meet. Amen.
Thank you so much, Sarika ma'am, for your pious prayer. We have amongst us a person who believes that it is not about the money. It is about using whatever resources you have at your fingertips and applying them to improve the world. It is the philosophy that has made Dr. Ravi Vyas such a beautiful person. Now, I feel privileged to invite the tenacious Dr. Ravi Vyas, Faculty, Department of Commerce from St. Paul Institute of Professional Studies, Indore, for the welcome address. Sir, please.
Thank you so very much, Tanisha ma'am. A very cheerful good morning to all of you. In the words of the great son of motherland of India, Ma Bharati, and former president of India, and the great scientist of our country, Dr. Abdul Kalam, he told once that if you wanted to shine like a sun, first you should burn like a sun. Honorable Dr. Saurabh Kumar Jain ji, Chairman and CEO RFI, respected Professor Dr. Ashok Kumar Gupta ji, CMD RFI, special guest for the program Dr. Pragati Chen, session expert Professor Yashasri Dubey, Dr. Ajay Jain, President Central India Board RFI, Dr. Sarita Rana, coordinator of the program, faculty SPIPS and the chapter head of Noida region, Dr. Sarika Pandey, Professor Bhavna Sangamnerkar, Professor Tanisha Dalal, Mr. Yograj Panchaleji, other RFI dignitaries, and dear participants. I extend my heartfelt welcome to all of you. SPIPS always works for the positive change to create in the education field. And we are always ready to give our contribution for the common cause that can create a positive change in the society as well as in the education field. I am very happy to share this thing that the concept of this FDP was discussed first in the month of February in one of our faculty meeting at our college, and the idea was that very moment picked up by Dr. Sarita Rana, and she prepared very well with her team, and communicated the same thing to Research Foundation of India Management Board. And very happily, Research Foundation of India has taken up the opportunity to organize this student development program. And I'm seeing since 7th of June, I'm watching the program on YouTube channel. And I'm seeing that we were first of all thinking about that we'll conduct this program for those students who are living in Indore city. But I'm very happy to and very delightful to say this thing that the program has the pan-India approach now. Even I can see few of the people from out of India also. So this is the idea what we work for to make our little contribution for making a positive change in the society and in the education field. Friends, we know that this pandemic period, like more than 1.5 years, you know that the studies are out of track. We are having online classes, and in couple of months from now, most of you will be landed to the area or the world of the job seekers. You will land there, you will find you will be able to find a suitable job for yourself. And I'm very much sure that this student development program will help you out to get a suitable job for you, because whatever you have learned from 7th of June till date will definitely help you to grow more, to achieve more in your career. So with this thing, with this fact, I extend my heartfelt greeting to the team RFI and the team of Dr. Sarita Rana, that they have planned so much well for this student development program for the great cause. And one underlining fact I wanted to say you that you have paid rupees 50 for the registration. Some might be thinking that why we have to pay 50 rupees. Now, this is what the small contribution means a lot here. Whatever money you have paid for the registration will be used by the RFI for fighting the corona. So this is what we are doing for the society, for the nation. So happy learning, students, happy learning past participants, and I am very much overwhelmed to share all these things. And thank you from my side.
Thank you so much, sir, for your industrious and steadfast words. The next speaker believes in the common good above all other concerns and the needs of others above himself. He has a selfless outlook and is a great leader. So now I invite the gregarious and sociable Dr. Saurabh Kumar Chen to deliver the presidential address. Sir, please. Saurabh, sir. Excuse me, Sarita ma'am.
Yes, Anisha ma'am.
Ma'am, I believe Saurabh sir is having some network issues and he's not able to speak.
No
So what
problem,
would be
ma'am.
the...
Ashok sir is there with us. Ashok sir is here with us. You could
Okay,
call
ma'am.
Ashok.
नहीं, एक
Sure,
बार
ma'am.
बात कर लीजिए आप सौरभ सर से, एक बार बात कर लीजिए, फोन पे बात कर लीजिए उनसे।
मैं जब तक बात करती हूँ, हाँ जी, यस,
नहीं, हम वेट कर लेते हैं उनका।
Okay, sir.
ठीक है सर, वेट करते हैं 2 मिनट। ओके सर। सर जहाँ पर है सौरभ सर वहाँ थोड़ा नेटवर्क इश्यूज हैं, सो इज नॉट एबल टू ज्वाइन, तो हम लोग कंटिन्यू करें अगर आप कहें तो। अशोक सर।
Okay. Please proceed.
ओके,
Okay.
यस सर, ओके,
So,
थैंक यू सर।
unfortunately, Saurabh sir could not make it due to some network issues. But now I take this opportunity to invite Professor Dr. Ashok Kumar Gupta, the Chief Managing Director of RFI. He believes that the secret to doing anything is believing that you can do it. Anything that you believe you can do strong enough, you can do anything as long as you believe it. Now I invite the intense, powerful, and passionate personality, Professor Dr. Ashok Kumar Gupta, the Chief Managing Director of RFI. Sir, please.
Thank you, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Hello, everyone. This is Professor Dr. Ashok Kumar Gupta, CMD RFI from Delhi NCR. I feel honored to be invited to this valedictory function of Student Development Program, which is organized by St. Paul Institute of Professional Studies, Indore, in association with Research Foundation of India and World Conference Forum. Its program is sponsored by ARGA, Edu Academia, World Federation of Science and Technology. As you know, a student is a person who is studying at a college or university and one who studies. Development is the process of becoming bigger, stronger, better. A program is a set of instructions that one follows in order to perform a particular task. It is just like that. When we program a computer, we give it a set of instructions to make it able to perform a particular task. So this is the total student development program. Now, student development in higher education is the integration of academic learning program with the larger issues of personal improvement and individual growth. It is a student-centered, holistic experience focused on understanding and demonstrating values, nurturing skills, and moving towards knowledge. With the learning skills, the 21st century learning skills are often called 4 C's. First C is critical thinking, second is creative thinking, third one communicating, and fourth is collaborating. All these 4 C's are required. These skills help students learn and so they are vital to success in college and beyond. So this was the theme of this program. Now it's my honor and privilege to welcome a special guest of the day, Dr. Pragati Chen. She is a motivational speaker and career coach, HOD Mathematics, Government College Manawar, Dhar, MP. My sincere thanks to Dr. Sister Alice Thomas, Principal St. Paul Institute of Professional Studies, Indore. I'd like to thank Dr. Saurabh Jain, Chairman and CEO, Research Foundation of India. My special thanks to Dr. Sarika Pandeman, Professor Bhavna Sangamanerkar, Ma'am, Professor Yashashri Dubey, Professor Tanisha Dalal, Professor Aisha Joshi, Professor Matthew MJ, Dr. Kavita Dive, Dr. Priyanka Chawla, Dr. Sarita Rana, Professor Ajay Jain, Dr. Priyadarshini Agnihotri, and the whole team of RFI and St. Paul Institute for managing this wonderful session. I'd also like to thank all the participants who are attending this session with their full enthusiasm. Again, thanks to all of you, your support and dedication. I request one thing over here that if you are calling someone, please talk before 15 minutes, whether he is attending or not, so that you can say that this is the problem. So it would be better. Thanks a lot once again. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Ashok sir, for your honest and candid address. We are blessed to have amongst us a person who possesses a beautiful soul and her smile makes everyone smile around her. We have amongst us the principal of St. Paul Institute of Professional Studies Indore, Dr. Sister Alice Thomas. So I invite you, dear sister, to bless us with your words. Sister, please.
Yes, sister. Are we audible to you, sister?
Yeah, I
Sister,
am not audible. What you told? I didn't hear.
we are
Can you
calling you
hear?
here, sister. Yes, for your words
Can
of
you hear?
blessing. Thanks a lot, sister, for your blessing presence. Thank you.
Everything finished?
No,
Program?
sister, our valedictory is going
Thank you.
on, and Tanisha ma'am is calling you. So I thought that there must be some problem in network. That today you have network problem. So you please
Yeah.
grace this occasion with your blessing.
Can you
Yes, sister.
can you hear?
Yes,
Yes,
Can you
sister.
hear me?
Yes, sister.
Okay. So a blessed morning to one and all present here. Now I remember the Lord your God has blessing all your work and all that you undertake. So that is true here in this program. No, students development program. I attended 2 sessions, 2 days. It was very wonderful sessions. So congratulate all the participants and the organizers, especially RFI and St. Paul's also. No? The team, very good collaboration and did very well. So congratulate for St. Paul that secretary, no, organizer, coordinator is Savida Rana. It was through her we collaborate with this RFI also. So I congratulate Savida Rana also for giving this link to RFI. Then all the participants, this is very important sessions was there. Maybe you felt all these things. Utilize this one. No, this is a age of ICT, or even the corona will continue up to next year also. So we must know how to communicate all these things. So different sessions these days took here very useful, informative. Then you develop on this one. So that is your duty. So best wishes. God bless you all.
Thank you so much, sister, for
Thank you.
being present with us and for your very kind words. Thank you, sister. Present amongst us today is a highly analytical and stunning Dr. Pragati Chen. Dr. Pragati Chen is a motivational speaker and career coach and is presently working as the head Department of Mathematics at the Government College Manawar, District Dhar, MP. She has authored 7 books, and 3 research scholars have been awarded their doctorate degree under her supervision. She has an international patent in mathematics and has published more than 40 research papers in national and international journals of well repute. She has contributed her research knowledge to the society and students in large through many of her articles published in newspapers. Ma'am has delivered many talks in conferences and seminars as a resource person. She also has represented India in Asian Mathematical Conference, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and Japan. Her research project on the Indian mathematics has been awarded by the Indian Council of Philosophical Research, New Delhi. Dr. Pragati Chen is associated with many prestigious bodies that include Women in Science International League, Rutherford, USA, Indian Mathematical Society, the Indian Science Congress Association, the Indian Society of History of Mathematics. Not only in academics, ma'am is also contributing and taking active part in social activities, and due to her overall contribution, ma'am has been the recipient of many awards. Some of the major awards are Shakti Award 2021 by Women's Press Club of Madhya Pradesh, Yuva Ratna Award 2020 by National Youth Jaharpur Society, Excellent Youth Award 2017 in the category of Writing and Research by Gomateshwar Smriti, Bangalore, Women and Business Award 2017 In the education category by Indo-Global SME Chambers Indore, Khudkund Gyanpitha Award 2014 by Khudkund Gyanpitha Organization Indore for her significant work in research. Vidwa Mahasangh Award 2011 by Indian Institute of Cosmograph Research, Hastinapur, UP, honored by International Congress of Mathematics as a delegate in ICWM 2010. And I feel very pleased to share with you that I have had the privilege of studying under ma'am. Ma'am, we feel honored and very privileged to have you here with us, and thank you so much for agreeing to be the special guest. Now, I invite Dr. Pragati Chen to address us with her dazzling words. Ma'am, please.
Yes. Thank you, Professor Tanisha Dalal, for your nice words. Special greetings to RFI authorities, Dr. Saurabh Kumar Jain, Dr. Ashok Gupta, Dr. Ajay Jain, Dr. Sarita Rana, and RFI representatives. Also, special greetings to Reverend Father Simon Raj, Motherly figure, Sister Alice Thomas, members of Faculty of SPIFs, today's expert, Professor Yashashri Dubey, and your participants. Yes, as far as RFI is concerned, no doubt that in a very short span of time, it provides a wonderful platform, a world-class academic environment in various domains. And Sanpol Institute of Professional Studies has been like my second home. And I know very well that it is highly dedicated and committed towards the overall development of students. On this valedictory session of a student development program, I must say that life is a process of learning. But yes, what we gain at different stages is different. I was told me that this program is actually meant for final year students. So many of the students will move on towards getting admissions in PG programs. Most of the students might be preparing for the interviews to get a good job. Some of the students want to be entrepreneur. So dear students, whatever career option, whatever career you choose, keep in mind that give your 100%. There is no shortcut of getting success. Only hard work is the key to get success. Yes, it is true that independent thinking is crucial in learning new things. And such a student development program will help you surely to decide what is best for your career. So give your best to the society, use your creativity and contribute the best of your qualifications to the community. Keep up your talent, show your talent to community and contribute to the society. With your enthusiasm, with your talent, and with your positive mindset, I am damn sure that you will become a successful leader in your career. So with this, I extend my best wishes to all the participants for their future endeavors. And I congratulate the entire team of RFI and the SPIFS fraternity to conduct this program a successful one. I'm also thankful to Dr. Ajay Jain and Dr. Sarita Rana for inviting me on this platform. So thank you. I conclude. Over to Tanisha Dalal.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your vivacious and invigorating words. Thank you, ma'am. There are only two ways to live your life. One, as though nothing is a miracle. The other, as though everything is a miracle. So to propose the formal vote of thanks, I invite the proficient and knowledgeable Professor Bhavna Sangamnekar. Ma'am, please.
So, good evening, one and all present here. So, if happiness is the set of mind, then gratitude is the response of mind. So, first of all, I express a heartfelt gratitude to today's special guest, Professor Shantanu Das, the Secretary of Bangalore Science Forum, for speaking to us all the way from Bangalore and inspiring our students through your motivational words by explaining the various aspects of learning. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. My sincere thanks goes to our next guest speaker, Dr. Kavita Dubey, Assistant Professor, Indore Institute of Law, for giving an exploration of CV writing through her pragmatic dealing and the power of articulation. Thank you, ma'am. We are indebted to you. My earnest thanks goes to our chief guest for today, Dr. Pragati Chen, for her gracious presence, and also to Madam Yashashri Dubey for delivering her profound lecture. Then we are grateful to Dr. Saurabh Kumar Jain, the CEO of Research Foundation of India, for providing us such a platform for enhancement of our students through this student development program. I reserve my gratitude to Professor Dr. Ashok Kumar Gupta, the Chief Managing Director of RFI, and the other pillars of RFI, Dr. Ajay Jain, President, Central Board of India, for their incessant support and guidance. Dr. Sister Alice Thomas, the distinguished principal of St. Paul Institute of Professional Studies, is always with us through her unyielding enthusiasm and substantial guidance. Sister, we are grateful to you forever. A big thanks to Dr. Sarita Rana, Dr. Ravi Vyas, Professor Matthew M.J., Professor Ashay Joshi, and Professor Tanisha Dalal for their sincere efforts to make this student development program a successful one. And my endeavors remain imperfect without the achieved participation of our dear students. And we thank you for their rigorous participation through questions and doubts and making the sessions an interactive one. So thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Bhavna ma'am, for your obliging and pleasing vote of thanks. Once again, I would like to extend my gratitude to the St. Paul Institute of Professional Studies Indore, the director and the principal of the college, and to the chief people of the RFI, that is Saurabh sir, Ashok sir, Reshu ma'am, Ajay sir, Yogi sir, Sarita ma'am, Ravi sir, for giving us this platform to extend our knowledge. Thank you so much. And I once again congratulate STIPS Indore and Research Foundation of India for the successful organization of this STP. Congratulations. Now let's move towards the keynote session. Today we have among us a very dynamic and beautiful person, Professor Yashri Dubey, who is a keynote speaker for the session on body language in profession. Professor Yashashri Dubey is currently working as an assistant professor in Vishal School of Management, and prior to this, she has served at RPLM College. She has 6 years of experience in research, academic, and teaching. She is also working as a co-chapter head in Indore, Research Foundation of India, and as state convener of Daman and Diu and Nagaland, RFI. She is a commerce graduate from DAVV and holds a degree of MCom and MPhil from the School of Commerce, DAVV. She is currently pursuing a PhD from the Government Arts and Commerce College, Indore. Throughout her academic career, she has always been a distinction holder. She is a certified TD trainer and a coach and has delivered various lectures at several forums. She has participated in a number of orientation programs, FTPs, in various capacities, which include as a resource person, moderator, and anchor. She is a keen sportsperson and gives due importance to physical education and Vedic science to remain mentally agile and physically fit. She has published many research papers in national and international journals of high repute. Her area of interest include marketing management, economics, student counseling and orientation, personality development and grooming, health and well-being. So here, I welcome you, ma'am, for this session.
Uh, yeah,
Thank
thank you
you,
so much.
Tanisha ma'am. Yes, ma'am. 1 minute. Thank you, Tanisha ma'am. Thanks a lot. Nice comparing it was. And I would like to thank our Shafiq sir and Yograj sir, who has always taken care of our technical assistance. Thanks a lot, sir. And I would like to give heartfelt thank to Professor Dr. Ashok Kumar Gupta sir for his nice suggestion always for the improvement of RFI as well as tips. Thank you, Ashok sir. We will take care of your suggestion, and whenever there will be any changes, we will go for हम लोग जल्दी इन्फॉर्म करेंगे उसके लिए. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot, Ashok Kumar Gupta sir. Thank you very much. Yashri ma'am, now the session is handed over to you. Thus, just before the session, we have some instructions for our students because we have very decent and intelligent students here. So my dear students, no one will message during the session, number one. Number two, no one will unmute their mics, and those who will not follow the instruction will not be provided any certificates. My dear student, see, this program is for you, and today is our last session. So I request you all to please attend program decently. Okay, and very thank you, a big thank you to all the students for joining us, but please take care of the instructions, which is very important. Okay, so no one will unmute their mic. At the end of the session, we will go for that question answer. Okay, all the best students. Okay, happy learning. Yes, ma'am. Now it's to you. Okay, thank you, Ashri ma'am.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am. Good afternoon to all. At the very outset, warm greetings of the day. A very cheerful good afternoon to our, the special guest for today's session, that is Dr. Pragati Chen, Dr. Simon Raj, Director of SIPS Indore, dear sister, Dr. Alice Thomas, all the dignitaries of RFI, Dr. Saurabh Jain, CEO of RFI, Dr. Ashok Kumar Gupta, Chief Managing Director of RFI, Dr. Reshu Jain, Dr. Professor Ajay Jain, Dr. Sarita Rana, Dr. Ravi Vyas. So yes, and I'm really grateful to Tanisha ma'am for such generous introduction, and equally thankful to St. Paul Institution, all the dignitaries of St. Paul Institution, and all the dignitaries of RFI Research Foundation of India, who has always been, so kind and generous, and for having me here. Special thanks to Dr. Sarita Rana, who always keep me in good cheers. So yes, thank you all for having me here. I hope I could, serve your purpose being here. Now, the agenda before me is to look into the topic body language in profession, I guess, which have been decided in discussion with Dr. Sarita Rana, who thought it would, be very relevant for you all, because this is being so important topic in overall personality when it comes to individual as in profession wise also, but it is being quite neglected. So yeah, I'm here to give you certain tips. I will not be giving you the theoretical part of body language. So a little tips to improve your body language as an individual, and to develop or be a holistic approach towards body language. So yeah, that is the agenda for today. Again, I welcome all the students. Be connected with me till the time I finish up the lecture, because at the end of the session, definitely you will be having some important things to the points which you can carry away with you. And it is not just for today; it is for the lifetime. So be patient enough. Okay. So the body language, or I call it a treasure language. And why I call it a treasure language? See, one important thing I would also like to mention that I actually have a PPT prepared for it, but then I thought, why not to go like this, because it's about body language, and if I'm not using any PPT, then you will be able to relate with me in a better manner, right? So as I was talking about body language, I call it a treasure language. And why I call it a treasure language? Because what happens when you find a treasure? Suddenly you become rich, and in that case, you feel overwhelmed. Oh, okay, I'm a rich person now. And that is what exactly happens when you use your body language to the fullest. And if you're using your body language to the fullest, it do not only makes you look confident, but yeah, it also helps you in building a more effective personal relationships, and it also helps in your holistic development, as I quoted before also. So what exactly body language is? Body language is basically an unspoken way of communication only, right? So when I want to reveal my true feelings and emotions, and I'm not speaking up things like in sense of words, then it is a body language, right? So communication is like, we had wonderful 4 days discussion, and one day we have also seen a very beautiful presentation on communication also. So apart from using the words in communication, what else we could do is that the eye contact we make with the people, the way we use our hands, or the way we nod our head, or even nowadays, slouching your video camera is also counted under this body language, right? So why it is so important to come up with such topic, or why we are discussing this body language over here? uh, they say that I can hear more powerfully what you do. Instead, I can, I can, when you speak something, okay, I can hear it out. But when you do something, it actually leaves an impact on me. That is why there are more songs related, the Bollywood songs related with the body language, like "Tune jo na kaha main wo sunta raha," or something like तेरी आंखों के इशारे और तेरा मुस्कुराना. So there are a lot of songs in Bollywood, in fact in Hollywood too, which are actually related with the body language, right? So why it is so interesting? In fact, the researchers, okay, I'm not saying this, the researcher says that the 7% is what you convey. I think you probably would have heard about this statistics, that 7% is what 7% is the message which you convey through the words, and rest of the 93% is what is the body language you use, right? So this the body of human being is so typically designed. Generally what we do is, what we try to separate this human body into three parts, right? Three parts are what? This, the head, the head area or the face area. The second one is below the head area, that the typically the torso area, and then the legs and the feet, right? So there are three divisions of human body. Okay, I'm not giving you a scientific division, the body parts, but yeah, the division, right? So the researchers say, or the body language experts say that it is very impactful when you determine someone's emotion through the body language rather than what they are saying. So yes, it is so important to understand the body language of ours, what my body actually is depicting to me, and at the same time it is also important to understand the body language of others, personally as well, and as well as professionally. It is not that you need to learn your body language when it comes to your home, or when you are sitting with a group of people. It becomes more important when you are in a set of a professional setup, or when you are in a place where you do not know people very very closely. So reading the body language becomes more important, right? So as I was telling you, that we can divide body into three basic parts: the head area, the torso area, and then the legs and feet. So in this presentation also, I'll try to keep the body language into two parts, right? First part would be about the postures and the gestures, and second part would be about the facial expressions, the emotions, right? These are the two aspects of body language. One is related with the postures and gestures, and second one is related with what is related with the facial expressions or the emotions we carry with us, right? Okay, before we do that, I would like you to do a little exercise with me, right? Just take your hands and fold it like this. Closed arm gesture, right? Okay, I cannot see you, but I believe you're doing it where you're sitting. Okay, done. And now keep it back, okay? Again, you do this and just have a look at your arms, okay? And why I'm telling you this, you just look at your arms, because I want you to note which arm is at the top, and which arm is at the bottom, right? Note it, then put it back, and now with the opposite arm, okay? Like when I did this closed gesture first, my right arm was at the top, and when I rested my arms and did it again, the opposite hand was the left hand. And I feel I could sense that when you were doing this with the right hand, which is your dominant hand, you were much comfortable doing that. But when I asked you to just flip your hands or use the opposite hand at the top, then might be some of you would have felt uncomfortable, or not really liked it, or some of you would be like, okay, this is not how arms work. So why I'm telling you this, or why I asked you to do this exercise, because there are some set of already programmed functions in our head, in our subconscious mind. Like, I know if I'm sad, I behave like this. If I'm in a public place, I behave. So there are already programmed set of instructions already available in your subconscious mind. But that is why I'm here, to guide you, to tell you that if you are not using your how you can improve your body language by upgrading your subconscious mind. Because we are designed that way, right? जो हमारे लिए easy है हम वही करेंगे. The way we are comfortable, and we are going to do that way only. For me, this is comfortable rather than keeping my arms, because what most of the leaders do, they do not stand like this. They keep their hands in a still position, not folded, not in a pockets, nowhere, just a still. But that is not quite comfortable for me. So what my already set program tells me, to stand like this. But that is why I'm here, to tell you to upgrade your program. In science, this term is known as cognitive dissonance. When I have two conflicting ideas, right? My subconscious mind is telling me to hold my hands like this. But what I have observed that most of the prominent people, or most of the leaders, do not keep their hands like this. They stand straight, right? So a conflict between your subconscious mind and the presence mind, which is asking you to upgrade yourself. And as soon as you'll try to upgrade, looking at the leaders or looking at any personality you follow, so one day your subconscious mind would be forced to upgrade their program. Because we only have to do this, right? अगर मैं उसको upgrade का message ही नहीं दूंगी, then it is quite comfortable for my body to be with the set of programs I am already using. So I'll be giving you tips, and I would request you all to follow these tips. And one day, not one fine day, but yeah, very soon your subconscious mind would be upgraded, and you will be you'll be able to use your hands, your facial expressions more nicely, more effectively, right? So again, back to I hope you did this exercise and it was quite useful. But coming back to postures and gestures, and then the facial expressions and emotions. So first of all, I'll be dealing with what? The postures and the gestures, right? Postures, what under postures, if my back is fixed, like you can see me how I'm sitting, right? So if my back is fixed, half of the portion of postures is already done. Dadis, or your grandmothers, or your mother, anyone elder at your family must have been telling you, since childhood, that sit straight, or the teachers in your class. I'm someone who always asks my students at the college or anywhere I go to sit straight. What I have observed, students, they just lie down like this. even though they are sitting in a class, they'll not be very attentive to the way they are sitting. They probably feel comfortable lying down. So in postures, obviously we have two options, either of sitting and of standing. We do have a option of lying down, but that I'm not going to discuss it here. You can sort it out yourselves, right? So what I'm going to discuss is sitting and standing. And in gestures, what we have in gestures, we have this hand movements, the hand movements, right? The way we use our hands or the way we use our head. So talking about posture, as I was telling you, it is so important, the way we sit and the way we stand, right? And why I'm telling you, okay, you can connect it with your professional life also, but in personal life also, how it is important. It is very important, right? The way we sit. So okay, tell me, I'm sure because it is a time of photographs, right? We are also fascinated, or I know it is time of selfies, but there would have been time where, when you were in a group and group picture is supposed to be clicked, right? तो उस टाइम पे क्या होता है, I've seen people being very awkward कि okay, now it's a time for group photograph, even if it is a college photograph or a professional set of photograph. Whenever there is a group photograph, I've seen people struggling that how to pose, or in what way we have to sit, or how do we look. So the simple way of sitting in a group photograph or anywhere is that what, just sit straight. That is what is suggested first. And do not cross your legs, just uncross them like this. Sit straight, side to side your legs. Put your hands on your lap like this, straight back, and smile. Yeah, that is it. That is the simple, because we do not pay attention generally to the simple thing. We try to over fantasize it, or maybe over exercise, like something different we want to put up. But again, I would like to mention, simple, keep it simple. Just sit straight, your legs side to side, do not cross them. Put your hands on your lap and sit straight and smile. That is all you can do, and you will see whenever it comes to a professional photograph or any of your group family photograph also, I'm not asking you to look too professional in your family photographs, but yeah, that is what you can do. And one important thing about the seat coverage, right, which I have observed people so often, not just in colleges, not just in offices, but in cafes, restaurant, or wherever I go, I have seen people like they do not take the full coverage of the seat. Like how I'm sitting right now, I'm taking the full coverage of my seat where I'm sitting, right? And if I take the edge of the seat, I would be like this. I would be like this, right? So can you see the difference? How it makes? If they see, I'll do it again for you. This is the full coverage I'm taking, okay, of the seat. And when I sit at the edge, I kind of look awkward to you. And when you meet the persons, when you meet the people in person also, if someone is sitting at the edge, right at the edge of the chair, it would look awkward. Not just awkward, but you'll not look more confident. When you sit straight, take the full coverage of the seat, you look more confident, more powerful, and more approachable also. But when you sit at the edge, it kind of shows your weakness, that maybe you're not confident enough. So that would be my second tip for sitting postures, right? And standing is saying, okay, standing is quite simple, right? कि खड़े ही तो होना है, हम बचपन से चल रहे हैं, like, so it is not that easy when it comes to standing, because again, when it comes to you're talking to someone in a standing position or something like that, even if you're roaming around. Okay, let me ask you, what do you think? What leaders do? Leaders stand still or they stand a pace? Means they just stand still in a place, or they move around while talking or while delivering anything. They are at a pace. Okay, if you're giving the answers in your head only, not in chat box, that is also okay. But the answer is, leaders always stand still, right? They do not stand at a pace. At a pace means Generally, you'll see the leader standing still and the subordinates, roaming around doing things like that. ऐसा होता है ना, whenever you go for a meeting, leader would be like the person who is standing still, and the subordinates doing this, looking for the things around. And so do not be an untidy one. Try to stand still. Like if I tell you, if I stand, okay, this is okay. If I'm putting my whole weight in one leg, okay, if I'm putting my whole weight in one leg, then I would look like this, right? But if I'm standing still, my weight on both my feet like this, so this way I look more confident, right? Because if you're putting your whole weight in one feet, you look uncomfortable, not more confident, and there are more chances that you can get easily knocked off, right? Aisa hota hai, some of you would be in such situation, have been in such situation, jahan pe doston ne ya fir aapke koi bade bhai behan ne, you were putting all your weight in one feet and they just banged your feet, right? So I'm sure you must have experienced, because I have experienced it, and with time I changed my standing posture. Right. So it is very, very simple. Just mind your small details. Stand whenever you're standing and talking to someone. Use your both the feet. Keep equal weightage on both the feet. Do not fold your arms. Let them rest. Do not feel comfortable. Do not look for the pockets or anything like that. Just keep your hands straight and put your all weight on 2 feet and talk confidently. Okay, people usually get confused with the things like कि आपने ऐसा सुना होगा ना, keep the equal width in your according to the shoulders. जितना shoulders का width है, the leg should be in equal distance with the width. So ऐसा नहीं है कि you have to calculate it a lot कि okay, my shoulders are like this and then my feet should be in equal distance with the shoulders. एक दो बार आप मिरर पे खड़े होके देखेंगे how you look when you keep your feet at the width according to your shoulders, then you'll get it. Just stand in front of a mirror and try to observe your body language, the way you sit. So taking the full coverage is such an important point, because I've seen people sitting in the restaurant or maybe in the conferences table, how they sit like this at the edge of the table. So taking the full coverage and standing in keeping the weight in both the feet is so important. Now coming to gestures, right? So in postures, as I've told you, there are 2 ways: sitting and standing, and obviously we have option of lying down as well, but you can figure out your way. Then gestures, we have 3 important things in gestures. That is the head movement, the way I use my head. Then there are illustrators, then there are pacifiers, right? So I repeat myself, in gestures, you got 3 things, right? As in postures, we were having 2 things, and in gestures, we have 3 things. What are they? They are the head movement, the upper part, then the the hand movements, how I use my hands to explain myself, and then we have the pacifiers. Okay, let us try to understand all these 3 one by one. Okay, so head movements, the way I use my head, the nodding, and there are different forms of nodding, and everyone carries different meaning, right? If I'm nodding my head very, very fast, as a speed में अगर मैं अपना head nod कर रही हूँ, if I'm nodding my head in a quite speedy manner, not in an appropriate speed, then what does it mean? Does this mean okay, I'm saying yes, I'm in agreement with your talk? Does this mean? No, it does not mean this. It does not mean this. If I'm nodding my head really very fast, it means quite opposite of yes. It means I'm not liking what you're saying, or maybe I'm in disagreement with your thoughts, or maybe I want this conversation to get over. So nodding head fast is not a very good sign. Do not use your head to a normal speed. If you're using your head to a normal speed, then it is okay, and above normal speed is not showing the agreement, but it is showing the disagreement, that you're not liking the conversation. And obviously if you're nodding your head in in an appropriate manner, in a slow pace, then obviously what it means, yes, I'm in agreement. So effective communication between people, whether in person or in professional life, it is so important that you pay attention to people, right? And how you can do that? Okay, if you're talking to me and you're telling me something, I could be like, okay, yes, I see. Or it could be like, yeah, I know the truth. And you don't have to say this, you can think it in your head. Okay, I know the truth. I see. Okay. So something like that. Keep nodding your head. So it gives me kind of, feeling that, yeah, you're paying attention to me. I'm not being ignored. And obviously, there is a mutual understanding between the people who are listening and the one who is talking. Obviously, the receiver and the sender, right? Let's not elaborate much because obviously we have less of time. We could discuss about the different nods later on. I'm coming directly to the illustrators. Illustrator means the hand movements. The hand movements, how I use my hands to, explain myself. Because when you use your hands, it is kind of become more easy for the person to receive message, and not just easy for receiving message, but yeah, it kind of increases the memorability also. Memorable, okay, I'm not saying this right again. It is being researched by many experts, and they came up with the conclusion that when you use your hands while speaking to someone, the memorability of the person who is hearing you out increases. So right, that is what we want. If I'm talking to you, I want you to remember my things, right? So using your hand is so important. Okay, I'll be giving you some tips also, but because now it is a time of virtual things. And so every time I talk to you, it could be a one-to-one. Like right now what I'm doing, I'm talking to you in a one-to-one manner, right? Though there are many people connected right now, but for me it is one-to-one discussion, right? So this is my imaginary box, right? I cannot go beyond this imaginary box. This is the presentation box I'm having. And what if I start using my hands in this way and that way? So this is not the kind of body language I'm talking about. Obviously, if I move my chair or move my hands like this, so it would be quite haywire for you. Like haywire for you, okay, what ma'am is actually trying to say. But if I'm using this imaginary box in an appropriate manner, this imaginary box is also known as the presentation box, right? So this is my presentation box. I need to keep my hands moving restricted to this particular area only. But if I'm there in public speaking, if I'm there in an auditorium or something like that, I could use my hands to to a wider direction, to the right, to the left, right, because there are a lot of audience. So the imaginary box, your presentation box, increases with the audience, right? So I would like to share one of the personal experiences also. When I was student and I was entering a program in at my college function only. So that time I was very new and it was my first time. So I was standing at the obviously at the auditorium, the stage, and it is very much suggested that if you feel nervous, if you don't, if you're not able to use your hands properly, then go directly to the audience. Like it is, you must have noticed it in some of the events also, that what speakers take a leap towards the audience and take some time to stand with the audience. Or maybe you can ask some questions to them, make yourself comfortable, and then start using your hands. It is, see, there is a difference between jazz hands and using your hands correctly. I cannot use my hands if I'm saying something else and my hands are going in some other direction. So my tip to use your hands against your words would be, first, try, if you're using any numbers, like I was saying, there are three parts of gestures: the illustrators, the specifiers, and the head movements, right? So what I did, I just showed you number three. So whenever you are using any number, try to show it with your hands. I believe some of you would already be doing this, but it is for the one who are not, using their hands to depict the number. Like there is a Bollywood song also, Ek Do Teen Char, the Madhuri Dixit, the very famous song, Tera Ek Do Teen Char Panch Chhe Saat. So आप लोगों ने अगर देखा तो Madhuri Dixit is also like Ek Do Teen, right? So you can able to connect with the people more quickly when when you are quoting a number, like 10 bahane karke le gaye the, so 10 bahane karke. And now do not ask me Kiran, if it is about more numbers than what we would do. I'm just talking about if you can depict it with your fingers, then definitely use your fingers to depict the number if you're using. Then one important thing here to use your hands, which goes with your words, is like increase and decrease. Okay, whenever I want to show something increasing or in a decreasing manner, I must or you must use your hands. Like he's at a big growth, like my facial expression are going directly with my hands. He's at a big growth. Or if I'm saying, yeah, you need to make a slight changes in your presentation, slight changes, right? I cannot be saying make big changes in your presentation, make big changes in your so you'll be like, huh, what man is saying? I'm telling you big changes. I'm doing this slide, the ishara, the the sign of this slide. Like, so try to understand the increase and decreasing is such an important thing. If you're telling someone a big, okay, I got a big problem, like I got a big problem, so you'll be able to relate with me more. Okay, there is something big problem. You cannot be saying, okay, I got a big problem, so you'll be like, huh, what is she trying to say? So again, and one important thing, the very important thing here is that whenever you try to tell something emotional, or whenever you try to connect with the people, use your hands to go around your this heart region. Okay, if I'm telling some emotional story to my audience, or if I'm telling something which is dear to my heart, so I'll be like, okay, let me give you a personal example here, or okay, so something like that. You can do this hand movement also, which is keeping your hands in your heart region. Like if I tell you, people are so are are using push away body language nowadays, and then they wonder, okay, why people do not like me much, or okay, why I'm not getting promoted, okay, why my boss is not giving me some performance appraisals, because we often use push away language. And what is that push away language? Like if I compliment one of you from the session only, any of the students, then okay, if I'm saying, okay, you look beautiful, ya fir, you spoke so well, or any of the compliments, then what we generally do, we are like, arey aisa kuch nahi hai, arey leave it, yeah. So this is what, this is push away language. If someone is complimenting you, why don't you take it with all your heart? Yeah, no, people wants to get appreciated, and when people are complimenting you and you are like, aisa kuch bhi nahi hai, there are people more more good to me. Why can't you be just scoop that compliment and take it to your heart? Okay, I'm so obliged, thank you for liking this trait of mine. So this is such a wonderful, and like people even shade it away from their from the t-shirts or from the pants. Do not be the one. Use your hands to to look powerful, to look apathetic. ऐसा नहीं, हमको सिर्फ sympathy वाला word नहीं है ना, हमको empathy पे जाना है, right? So take the compliments. Do not go for push away language. Just take the compliment, and if possible, try to appreciate or compliment that. Right? And another important tip for the hands could be using your hands to compare. And this is such an important thing. Like if someone is like for me, for instance, if I'm busy with my phone right now, and someone sitting next to me is giving this kind of hand movement, then suddenly I'll have to put my phone down and look towards him if I'm not paying attention even to the words what he's saying. So comparison could be like, BJP is doing so. I'm not a BJP person or a Congress person, but just for example, right? BJP is at this place and Congress is so. I'm quite convinced. Like it could be my mom thinks more practical, and my dad is more emotional. He thinks in a different manner. My mom is more practical lady. So like this, if your hand movements are according to the words you are saying, if you're comparing something, use your two words. Like I was saying, there are two aspects of body language. One is connected with the facial expression, another one is connected with the postures and gestures. So I was trying to compare the things, or I was trying to tell you that, oh, okay, we are talking about the two elements, so you can use your hands in this way, right? Do not use it too more, okay? Do not use it more often, otherwise also it will look awkward. But yeah, use it in a fair manner, right? Then as I'm talking about the separation, the division, there is something which is known as connectors. Like if you are dear to me, or something like that. If I say, okay, I like teaching students, so I like teaching students, or maybe I like going out. Something you are connecting. If you're separating something, then use the hands to connect. Also, this is also very powerful hand gestures, connecting. Or connecting in that way also, connectors could be you, me, and we, right? So if you're talking about, okay, you think this way, I think, obviously in professional setup it is very, very important, right? If you're speaking to your colleague and do not want him or her heard with your words, so you could be like, okay, you think this way, I think this way, probably we could not come up with the same conclusion right now. So giving this hand movement, you, me, and we, okay, we could sort it together, something like that. And always be careful with your fingers. Whenever you're pointing something, it is not a very good hand gesture. So be careful with this sign. If you're, okay, look at this, okay, look at this, look at this is not a very good you may have seen this in case of politicians. Generally they have this body language, being very authoritative or pointing out something. So try to avoid this. Now this was about the illustrators, when you use your hands. And I also talked about the presentation box. Keep in your mind about the presentation box. So it is so important to move your hands within the presentation box limit. You must restrict your hands towards them. Then coming to the pacifiers. Pacifiers are again so important. Now what is pacifiers? Pacifiers are the touching gestures, right? Like I'm touching myself right now. Okay, though it is I'm sitting in a comfortable position. No humidity. It is not very hot here. Okay, I'm not using my fan, but yeah, it is quite okay right now. But still, if I'm touching myself, I'm doing this, or maybe this, or something like that, some soothing gestures. And what does it depict? It depicts that maybe I'm nervous, or what else it could be. Tell me. What if I start my presentation doing this? So what you'll feel, you would definitely feel that ma'am is quite nervous. Or whenever you're sitting in conversation with someone and someone is doing this, so other than this nervousness, you could feel that person is not very comfortable talking to you, or maybe he or she is bored with your conversation and wants to leave the place. This could also be the possibility. So whenever you're meeting someone, keep your hands open, wear a smile. Do not touch yourself here and there, or do not look for buttons or any earrings or any, even the purse you're holding. Do not touch your purse or your face or anything, because it is again a negative sign. Whenever you are interview, I'm not saying that if the place is quite humid, or there is definitely some issue with the temperature, then definitely you could ask your your interviewer to please excuse you for a second, because it's quite hot, right? But ऐसा नहीं है कि अगर आपको you're feeling something, like अगर मेरे यहाँ पे कुछ बैठा हुआ है and I'm like, अगर मैं कुछ touch कर दूंगी, then it is a red signal, or it will be counted as a pacifier. No, you can ask your interviewer or anyone to excuse you for a second, but do not use it so repetitively. It is again a pacifier. Soothing yourself is a sign of nervousness. So whenever you're doing this, next time, pay attention to this. Really pay attention to it. You should not be Okay, when I say first impression, right? First impression is the last impression. We generally hear this quote, or people generally are human. We human are designed this way. We actually project or make our image of someone, even if I'm not speaking something, मैं कुछ नहीं बोल रही हूँ अभी, but still the way I'm sitting, the way I'm the way my facial expressions and the way I'm using my hands, you would able to जज माई पर्सनालिटी. ऐसे होता है, आपने भी कई बार किया होगा by looking at someone. So whenever you meet someone, try to use less of the pacifiers, keep your arms stretched, sit in a proper manner, stand still and tall, keep your shoulders upright. Do not be like this. Okay, if I'm sitting like this, how do I look right now? If I'm sitting like this, my chin down, do you like me this way, or you like me this way more? I hope you like me this way more. If I talk to you like this, okay, बच्चों, तो it is quite awkward for you, और शायद आप लोग मुझे सुनना भी नहीं चाहोगे. सुनना तो दूर, आप लोग शायद मुझे देखना भी नहीं चाहोगे. But when you stand, when your shoulders are upright, when you're using your hands properly, when you're smiling, so it is kind of attractive conversation becomes. Okay, now tell me, students. Because I'm talking about conversation. So what is the best pickup line? When pickup line, I think you all might be searching for nice pickup lines when it comes to conversation. आप सभी लोग कुछ ढूंढते रहते होगे ना, how to initiate a conversation. So this is not my tip, but again, the study says. So what do you think? What could be the most appropriate pickup line when you want to start a conversation? First of all, wearing a smile is most important. Keeping your open body language is again very important, but I'm talking about words right now. Is it complimenting someone you meet? Okay, nice shoes, or maybe nice earrings, or maybe I like the color you're wearing. So again, this compliments or complimenting someone comes at the second or third. The first best pickup line or to initiate a conversation is again a smile, body language, and then you could just be like, hi, how are you? Keep it simple. Again and again, I would stress upon this word simple. Keep it simple. Do not look for some fancy words, though we need to improve our vocabulary. That is so important part of communication. But when it comes to initiate a conversation, wear the smile, keep it simple, and just ask, hi, how are you? And if you're meeting someone for the first time, obviously introduce yourself. Okay, hi, how are you? I'm Yashri Dubey. Right. So this way you can initiate or make the sparkle in the conversation and appropriate body language. So far, by far, we have studied two things: postures and gestures. How we can correct our hand movements, how we can mind our head movements, and how we should avoid the pacifiers. Right. Now, what I told you before, there are two aspects of body language, right? What is the other aspect? I hope you're paying attention to me because this is a barrier, right? I cannot see you people. I hope you're paying attention to me. The second one is emotions and the facial expressions, right? If there is any doubt with the portion, you can ask me, keep your questions in your mind. So second thing, emotions and facial expressions, the facial expressions, right? So this face of ours actually have around 43 muscles, right? 43 muscles for this single face, काफी ज़्यादा है, but how you use them is so important, right? So whatever I'm feeling from inside, I kind of express it in the form of facial expressions, right? From the outside, if I'm feeling sad, then I'm expressing how I'm feeling in the way of facial expressions. So basically, our body or our face is designed in this way. Emotions, whatever we feel from inside, we try to depict it from outside in the form of facial expressions, right? So emotions from inside, then from outside, whatever I'm depicting is what? Facial expressions. Yeah, right. So Again, there are 7 basic universal emotions. And when I say universal emotions, again, I mean even the rarest community use these expressions, like they are common worldwide. Even someone who do not speaks Hindi or English or any of the language in common, then they would probably be using the same emotions, right? Like when I say I know 3 languages, so I say the body language, the English, and the Hindi. So you could say I know 3 languages or 4 languages or any other language. You could include body language definitely for sure, right? And again, it was a famous quote by a body language expert only, that I speak 3 languages: body, Hindi, and English. So these facial expressions, the 7 universal emotions. I hope you might have heard about these 7 emotions. I'll keep it quite quick. So first one is happiness. Mm, we all know what happiness actually looks like. When you're happy, you kind of smile. It brings a smile to your face when you're happy. And the most amazing thing of happiness, or smiling, is that it attracts people, it attracts positivity. But I'm really sad or afraid to tell you that people are nowadays taking it not literally. People do often smile when they are not feeling very good. So there is something known as micro emotions also, and if someone is really dear to you, you need to pay attention to micro emotions also, right? And then come, okay, one question to you before I proceed to the second emotions. What do you think? What leaders do? They just smile more, or do they smile less? Anyone?
Ma'am, they will
Um,
ask question at the end. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, thank you. So generally, what leaders do, I'm asking you to smile more often, but when it comes to leaders do not smile more. Leaders smile less. That this is irony. So I would suggest to smile more when you are on an ordinary position, and smile less when you are at a respectable position. Not that smiling is bad, but that is what most of the researchers has observed, that when leaders smile less when they are in a public meeting. So this is about the research. Then coming back to the second emotion we have is sadness, just the opposite of happiness, right? So in sadness, okay, we all must have felt sad at times. And what exactly sadness looks like: your lips go down like this, inverted U it shows, or your eyes become like this, nose shrink. So this is sadness, nose shrink, and inverted U. So this is sadness. And the most amazing, or the interesting, or the unique character of sadness is that you cannot fake it. Even if I'm if even if I want to pretend my happy face, and I'm sad from inside, I generally, like, I'm talking about and myself, and also about the people cannot generally fake sadness. So if you're crying, if I'm crying, for example, if I'm crying, or I'm in a bad mood, and I'm telling you, okay, I'm fine. So what would you do? Would you trust my words in that case, or would you trust my facial expressions, my body language? And if someone is trusting your words in that case, okay, she's telling me she's fine, and then leaves me or leaves you. So mind that person, actually he or she is not your true friend, because he's not able to read your true emotions, your true feelings. So whenever you're in a professional setup also, be kind towards people. Do not be like, if someone is telling you, "Nee, nee, everything is fine," try to pay attention to the micro emotions, try to pay attention to the facial expression. Are they really telling me the truth, or what their facial expressions look like? So this is about the sadness. Then coming to the third emotion, the third universal emotion we have is about disgust. Disgust, disgusting. हम कई बार use करते हैं, right? So disgust is a feeling of dislike, and one important thing is that, you know, whenever you start disliking someone, or whenever you know, hate someone, hate, the word hate is such a negative term, but yes, whenever you hate someone, it is not the feeling of anger. If okay, if I'm angry to you, if I'm angry to any one of my students, that is not because of anger I start hating someone, but because when you start hating someone, it is the feeling of disgust, the feeling of disliking, you know. So this is how it works. And in disgust, your you know, something like this, your face looks like this, the, you know, this discomfort face, right? And the next emotion we have is what? Is fear. Fear, again, uh, people have different set of fears with them. Like someone could say, I feel fearful when I'm alone at the home, or maybe by watching some horror movie, or you know, having that fear of being left out. So people have different emotions of fear. Would have felt this emotion in different scenarios, in different circumstances. So you need to study the people, how they are feeling, you know. Are they in a stressful condition, are they fearing out for something? Like जब हम कई बच्चे पूछते हैं कि how we can overcome our fear of speaking in public places, right? So this is again a kind of fear for you. So fear, how fear looks like like eyes become big, kind of big, your eyebrows go and are like so this is a kind of fear. And again, how the next coming up emotion is surprise. So kind of surprise also looks like this, and surprise is the smallest emotion we have in humans. And yeah, if the surprise is real, not like the okay, surprise party plan hai, and I'm already telling my friends ki, oh yeah, we have planned a surprise party for you. So I'm not talking about that, the fake surprises which we actually expect from our friends on our birthdays, but the surprise, the real surprise. And it is the smallest emotion in the, you know, in the humans. So how surprise really looks like, but something like this, you know, again, your eyes wide open, your mouth could be open, so something like that. And again, it is a very important emotion to be noticed, to be read, and to be, you know, to pay attention to. Then the last two we have is anger. Anger is a frowning emotion, when you are not liking something. And then there is contempt, the seventh and the last emotion. Contempt is when you don't find something worthy, or again, when you disagree with something or you dislike something. So the fourth emotion we have is contempt. So now the whole story about telling you the emotions is that whatever I'm feeling from inside, whatever emotion I'm having, I would be able to, you know, depict it through my facial expressions. And now the question is, if I know the emotions, how exactly emotions look like, then why I find it difficult to, you know, showcase my true expressions, or why I find it difficult to understand other people facial expressions? Because the reason is very simple. We do not use our facial muscles so often. I've seen, you know, nowadays this face yoga is becoming so popular. People are actually using, because they actually want to use their facial muscles. If I'm using my facial muscles to the fullest, then my facial expressions would come more naturally, right? So there are simple exercises which I would suggest you to, you know, relax your flex or relax, or you know, stretch your facial muscles. Because when I started this presentation about the emotions, I told you this the human face is made up of what? 43 muscles. So you need to relax these muscles so that you can smile properly, you can pronounce words properly. I've heard people that they do not even open their mouth properly. आप देखोगे, someone is, you know, murmuring themselves, कुछ अपने में ही चल रहा है उनका, you are not able to understand. तो आप जब अपने muscles को relax करोगे, flex करोगे, तो you will be able to, you know, use your facial expressions more appropriately. So there are some exercises, three basic exercises I'll be telling you, and I'll ask you people all not just the students, but everyone out there to, practice these exercises 3 times a day, let's say for 15 or 20 days, then you'll see remarkable change. You can notice the remarkable change by yourself. So the first exercise we have is about this peripheral area, this area, from direct from the lips to the end of the corners of my ears. So how we can, flex these muscles, or we can stretch these muscles. And if I'm exercising for my peripheral area, it is kind of giving me an edge, or important. It is important that how nicely I can smile after that. And I have already told you the importance of smile, right? So what you need to do, you just have to maybe stand in front of a mirror, or you can do it anywhere sitting, like I'll tell you right now. So what you have to do, you have to speak 2 alphabets, right? O, E, O, E. So O, E. When I say O, E, so you can pay attention to the area which I'm using right now, right? So this is kind of relaxing my facial muscles, or giving them a nice stretch. So try to do this. O, E. You can repeat it with me wherever you are sitting, if you want to, because I'm asking you to, do it 3 times a day, and then you will be able to see the changes. Then again, there is one exercise for this jaw area, because when I practice this exercise for my jaw area, then I'll be able to speak more openly, as in I'll able to use the vowels, the A, E, I, O, U, more appropriately, in a more correct manner. ऐसा नहीं होगा कि you're mumbling yourself, right? So what you need to do is you have to lift up your chin, and then O, ah. Oh, I hope you can see me, right? O, ah, O, ah. Again, the 2 sounds you have to make, O and ah. So this is kind of stretching my, if you're doing it at your home, you can already feel the stretch at your jaw lines, right? So if I'm practicing this, obviously my jaw area would be more stretched, and I'll be able to pronounce it, the words more appropriately. I'll be able to use my facial expressions more correctly. And then last tip for facial expression I have with me for you is practice the 7 emotions expression, which we have discussed earlier. Like 7 emotions हमने बात की थी, happiness, sadness, contempt, disgust. और मैंने बताया था कि किसमें कैसा चेहरा दिखता है. The facial expressions of fear, the facial expression of smile, the facial expression of being sad, something like that, right? Your lips goes down. So stand in front of a mirror and practice any 2 emotions out of these. Like you could practice a smile and disgust, or fear, or maybe sadness. So if you are doing these 3 basic exercises, I'm sure you will be able to use your facial muscles more properly, more appropriately. And not just this, try to speak from the heart and use your facial expressions, your hand gestures to the fullest, right? So again, one important thing, like हमने इतनी कुछ बात कर ली, we have talked about facial expressions. Now you have tips about the hand gestures. Still people would be like, ma'am, फिर भी हम कैसे पहचानेंगे लोगों को कि वो क्या कहना चाह रहे हैं? Or it is not just about understanding your body language. It is about understanding others' body language, especially when you are in a professional setup, understanding others' body language and reacting accordingly. I'm not telling you to mirror the body language. If someone is doing this, and you kind of start doing this, तो उन्हें काफी अजीब लग सकता है कि जैसे why he or she is copying me. But the best thing to understand others' body language and kind of adjust your body language or your understanding or your words to them is what. Just remember, there are basically 3 kind of people, right? And how they are and how they look, actually you can identify them with the words they say, or with with their physical appearances also. And whenever you're able to spot those kind of person, try to adopt yourself according to them. Whenever you're in a meeting, or whenever you're in an interview, or in a new professional setup, try to understand or note the body languages of the people and then react appropriately. So how do we do that? See, there are three different kind of people: the lookers, the listeners, and what the touchers. So majorities come, 75 people represents the looker. And how looker looks like? Looker would be, more about good body postures. They dress well because they dress to impress, and they usually have thin lips, wrinkles in the forehead, because they are lookers, right? They are more interested uh, about the people to look at them. They want people to look at them, and if they want people to look at them, then give them eye contact more. If I'm a looker, I mean, if I'm not a looker, obviously I'm not, I do not fall in the category of a looker. For example, if I'm talking to someone who is a looker, who and how to identify lookers, they actually understand the things with images and pictures. When I say images and pictures, तो आपको ये सोचना है कि वो कैसे बात करेंगे. Lookers, अगर कोई lookers हैं तो आपको सबसे पहले तो देखना है कि they would be dressed properly, or good body postures. They maintain eye contact with the people while talking. They kindly have thin lips. I do not know why they have thin lips, but yeah, the researchers said that they actually carries the thin lips and wrinkles because they have this tendency of thinking a lot, right? Keeping an eye contact. And then how you have to treat the people, or how you can, maintain the rapport with these kind of peoples who are lookers in your organization, by maintaining the appropriate eye contact with them. Whenever you're talking with them, maintain the eye contact. Yeah, we say that maintaining eye contact is so important, but not in every case. But in case of lookers, you have to maintain eye contact with them. And as I said, that they understand things in pictures and what images. So try to do what? Try to address them like, okay, I see, like you're using the word see, right? Okay, let's picture out, something like that, where pictures or images are there. And whenever you're talking to second category is what? Second category is about the listeners, right? So listeners, what they do, they understand the things in sounds. So use more sound. Or again, when I talk about dress up, they do not dress well. They are okay with dressing normal, because they do not dress up to impress people. And one important thing about the listeners is that they actually keep on clicking their pens. मैंने भी कई बच्चों को देखा है classroom में, they actually kind of click their pens. So they actually fall under the list of listeners, and they hear the things in sounds and voices. So use kind of more voice words with them. And obviously lookers like to be paid attention in form of eye contact. अगर कोई looker है तो आपको उसके साथ eye contact maintain करना है. But if someone is listener, not the looker, then avoid eye contacts with them. Avoid eye contacts by me, I mean कि ऐसा नहीं है कि आपको बिल्कुल उनकी तरफ देखना ही नहीं है, because they may feel uncomfortable. Lookers want to pay attention in form of eye contacts, whereas listeners do not want that. तो आप उनके साथ क्या कर सकते हैं? Just look at them once when you're talking and then look away here and there. आप उनको सारे टाइम ऐसे eye contact maintain नहीं करने की जरूरत है with the listeners, right? Because they do not want that. And more sound or the audible words, like, yeah, this sounds cool to me. You are using sound words. Then the last category we have is what? Is the touchers. So what touchers do? Touchers are someone who are ready to hug, like the people आपके group में भी, और ऐसे कई in general we have seen people who are really huggable people, or you meet them, they have tendency of kind of touching you by saying something, okay, listen to me, tapping your elbows, okay, listen to me, something like that. And again, the touchers do not style themselves well. They style themselves for the comfort, like whatever is comfort to me, whatever is comfortable to me. So touchers, you can okay, if okay with touching appropriately, obviously. So if you're okay with touching, let them touch you. It could be a handshake also, and use some feeling words for them. For them, feeling matters, right? So feeling matters. How feeling matters? Like use words. Okay, I understand you well. okay, let's plan this together. Kind of more emotional touch to it. So now there are three kind of people, and they have different body languages, and how you can deal with these three people. You have to mind your own gestures and postures. You have to mind your own facial expressions. I've already given you some certain exercises and tips about your body language, and now it is also important to read others' body language. And now you know how you can read others' body language by bifurcating the individuals into three parts: the lookers, the listeners, and the touchers, right? And it is also important to what category we fall in. If you are a looker, then do not treat others as a looker only. आप ये कैसे identify कर सकते हो? Again, एक बहुत ही small exercise है for this. You can just close your eyes and imagine any important memory which you have, and try to figure out कि वो जो important memory आपने सोची, it could be anything, any trip or any movie or anything. So you have to figure out how your brain recalls that memory. Is it in the form of pictures? And if it is in a form of pictures, then you know it, right? You are a looker. And if it is in a form of how people said to you, the way they said, so you are a listener. And if you remember it to how you felt, then you are a toucher. So the thing is, now you know to which category you fall. Now you don't have to treat people according to your category. You have to treat people according to their category. So try to understand or try to read the body language of others, and adopt yourself accordingly. That's it from my side. I have already given certain tips and exercises, and I really request you all to follow these exercises and tips, and very soon you'll see a remarkable change in your body language and in your overall personality. I think I've already taken a lot of time, so yes, that's it from my side, and thank you so much for listening me so patiently, and all the very best from my side. And yes, I'm open for question answers. If anyone have any questions, could really ask me. I feel much happy answering your questions.
Ma'am, I have
Yes.
one query.
Yeah,
Ma'am,
yeah, sure.
while go out to interview, you very intentionally have to how to avoid that.
See, I'm not
That's it.
able to hear you properly. Could you repeat your question, please?
Ma'am, person who entering the interview very intentionally he not try to say, but he can't able to say, not express his body language. What tips it is useful for them?
Okay, if someone is really nervous entering into a interview room, so how he or she could overcome that nervousness?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So as I was stretching on the word smile, and there is an important quote which I would like to mention, that about anything, it is only 20% what you know. See, pay attention to my words. 20% what you know, and 80% how confident you are about it. Like if I ask you, what color am I wearing right now? So see, the answer is very simple. I'm wearing multiple colors right now, but the answer is very simple. You could choose one color. Like I'm wearing you're wearing blue right now, or maybe you're wearing orange right now. So the answer is very simple. But whenever I ask you, you are like, ma'am, itna easy question kaise ho sakta hai? You kind of start thinking about some different way. So ऐसे ही होता है जब हम इंटरव्यू के लिए एंटर करते हैं. We are like, oh, it is about our interview. क्या पूछा जाएगा, क्या होगा? Just relax. Because why? Because 20%, जैसे मेरे साथ होता था. I always used to get so good marks in Viva. Always A. I used to get good marks in theory as well, but always I used to top in Viva. And why so? Because ऐसा नहीं है कि मुझे सब कुछ आता था इसलिए मैं सब कुछ बता पा रही थी और मैं वाइवा में अच्छा आंसर. It was not like that, because I knew everything. So that is why I was getting good marks. It was about how confident I am, what I know. अगर आपसे कुछ भी पूछा जाए, feel confident about what you know. Feel confident. आपने अगर 20% भी पढ़ा है, आपको 20% भी कुछ किताबी ज्ञान है या फिर दुनिया का ज्ञान है, 20% भी है, but 80% is what? How confident you are about your information. Just be confident about your information. If you feel confident about, I do not suggest you to go for everything. Just go for a smile and open body language and be confident about your content. If you do not know about something, that is okay. Tell them, I know this and I'm very good at what I know. So this is how you can overcome nervousness. And having a nervousness is also a good sign, because it kind of boosts your